What up, Gripsters, random YouTubers, random Twitch viewers? Evan here for Grips.com with a very big piece of news for you guys. That piece of news is that, as you can see right here, the new and improved Grips.com is live. It's live, boys. We finally came through after like 2 years of really hard work, dedication. My team went super hard on this site. I went super hard on the site, coming up with the content, the ideas, the promos, the products, and it's finally here. You could say that this was 2 years in the making, but truth is, this is everything I have ever learned about the game of poker and about personal management all in one place. So this is pretty much 12 years in the making. It's everything since I learned at the beginning of my career and everything I've been learning over the years. So there's a lot of information, a lot of stuff packed into this site, a lot of really quality content, including a lot of free content. So I'm going to guide you guys through the new site, guide you guys through how you can make the most out of your experience on the site. And at the end of this video, I also have another very special announcement. So stay tuned. So first, man, how good does it look? Tell me in the comments how good the new site looks. When I saw it, I was blown away. We got the Grips Poker Training. That is us. We teach you how to win on and off the poker table. I'm giving you strategies, tools, and techniques to help you play better poker when you are on the table, but I'm also going to be sharing things with you, teaching things to you that are going to help you live a better life off the table, help you manage yourself off the table. Truly, what I'm sharing with you is not just an approach to winning at poker, but it is an approach to winning at life. And when you put those two together, that is when you just become like a master on the felt and off the felt. So the program, Grips.com, is really about developing these skills, which is the strategies, but also the mindset of a winner, because everything in this life starts with thought. And if you've got the wrong thoughts going on, you are going to get the wrong things coming out. You know, we are a result. What comes out of us is a result of what we put in our mind. And when we have the right thoughts in our mind and the right kind of systems in our mind, everything else kind of falls into place. So I've been big on mindset since 2012, and 2012 was when everything changed for me. So that's why I talk about it so much, because it really works. I learned about this stuff and I tested this stuff and it works like a charm. So mindset, major key, and that's one of the primary focuses of the new and improved Grips.com. We see some of the people who have applied the techniques and these mindsets. Myself, doing pretty well, cleared over $1 million in tournament earnings this year. We got Greg Merson, obviously legend and homie, love you, brother. Matt Jarvis, also a legend, bracelet winner and November Niner back when they had that thing at the World Series. Charlie Carroll, obviously, what more needs to be said? Charlie Carroll. Griffin Benger, also a legend with, I think he's close to 10 million winnings, and Ben Heath, also just rising star, did in the Aussie Millions this year, just absolute crusher. So if you guys are interested, you're ready to join, boom, you can do it on the front page. You just join today. Here are some of the reasons you might want to join. You're going to learn a new game. You may be a total beginner. This site will teach you how to play better. You want to learn how to make money with your skills as a poker player. This site's going to help you do that. You're tired of getting mediocre results and you want to take yourself to the next level. You can do that by improving your strategy. You can do that by improving your mental game. Here at the new Grips.com, we're going to help you do both. If you dream about being a professional poker player, I can help you with that, as I did basically be a professional poker player for 10 years, and I've also been friends with and studied with a ton of professional poker players who drive their sole source of income exclusively from poker. And finally, you know, the most important thing, the truth that kind of just wraps it all together, is like, you want to be the best poker player you can be. Whether you're a full-time player, whether you're aspiring to be a full-time player, or you just want to make more money from your hobby, you just want to make more money from your passion, you want to win more often, and you want to enjoy yourself more at the poker table, you want to become the best player that you can be. And that's what I've been doing throughout my time in this poker world, is trying to become the best player that I can be. Not necessarily the best in the world, because I don't strive to be number one in the world. It's hard to be number one in the world. But you can get there if that's what you desire. I just wanted to be the best that I could be. And this is the approach that has helped me get there. And I would love to share it with you so you can do the same. You know, it's just so much more fun when you win. It's so much more fun when you have confidence, and confidence comes from understanding, which is what the knowledge that I'm going to be offering you guys here is all about. So no cost to join. Click the blue sign me up button and you'll be in. And when you join, you get the Ultimate Poker Study Guide, which teaches you how to approach studying, how to approach learning, so you can empower yourself to get the most out of every minute you spend studying, because there is a science to studying. There is a process to studying. When you understand the science, you become much more efficient with the process and you get results faster, which is what most of us are looking for, is the fast results. Mental Game Prep for Tourneys is a guided meditation that will just help you get in state so that you can play your best poker every time you play. And this applies for cash games as well. This is a mental game prep guide for tourneys, but you can also apply it to your cash game sessions with just a couple of slight tweaks. So this will definitely improve your performance as a player. And finally, the third free strategy guide you'll get when you're joining is the Beginner's Guide to Tournament Selection, because getting results stems from putting yourself in a position to win. It comes from putting yourself in winning territory. As a coach, my job is to put my players in a position where they are most likely to win. And this guide here breaks down tourneys completely, shows you which speed of tourneys you should be playing, whether you should be playing heads up 6 max or 9 max, live tourneys versus online tourneys, all that stuff based on the situation that you're in, what your desires are and what your goals are. This guide will help you decide what is best for you at the point wherever you're at in your career or hobby right now. So these are 3 really powerful guides that build on each other and empower you to get more out of your study time, get more out of your play time, and give you that winning feeling as often as possible. Also, we got some free poker training courses, which we are going to get into next under the study poker section. So this is my free poker strategy database, and it is big. You could spend days on this thing if that's really what you wanted to do. I spent years learning this stuff, but you can download what's in my mind and get it into your mind in a very short period of time. Kind of the beauty of the age we live in, the information age, where so much stuff is just available. Here it is. And everything's very concise here. I think it's very important to pay attention to what we put into our mind, where we're placing our attention, because we can put our attention towards education, which is going to help us play better, or we can put our resources, our mental resources, into entertainment, which is going to help us feel better in the short run, but in the long run maybe not so much. The cool thing about education is, even if you're not into learning, it's not going to feel awesome in the short run, but in the long run it's going to feel better because you get results. But if you have a passion for learning like I do and like a lot of my mentors do, the learning process is actually extremely enjoyable, and then the results process is even more enjoyable. So both in the short run and the long run, you can feel better when you put your time towards education, if winning more often is what you desire. And everything in here is extremely high quality. I don't put anything up on the site that I don't have my Evan Jarvis stamp of approval on. A little story about me. When I first found poker in 2004, I was watching on TV and I saw Chris Moneymaker win the main event. I'm like, man, that's so cool. This guy played a card game and he won $2.5 million, and he's there with his dad, and there's this amazing moment. Like, I want that moment. I love playing cards. I am a good investor. I could be really good at this thing, so let me start playing poker. And I started playing poker. I didn't do too great because I didn't really know what I was doing. And I think it was probably the 4th or 5th time that I played. I lived in the 5th floor of residence, and we went up to the 6th floor of residence to play with the guys up there. And everyone was just playing, doing their thing, and there was one guy who everyone was making fun of. And I was like, why are you guys making fun of this guy? They're like, oh, he's buying books on poker. He thinks he can study this stuff and get better. And he's studying it and he's still not winning. So clearly it doesn't work. And a light bulb just went, I'm like, wait. They have books on this stuff? They have strategy on this stuff? I can learn about this stuff? Okay. So that night I went back to my room in residence and I Googled poker strategy. And I found, I think it was pokertips.org. And I went through the strategy. I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool. This is pretty helpful. And I started getting a little bit of results, but it wasn't enough information. So then I ordered some books. I ordered Sklansky's Theory of Poker, No Limit Hold'em, Theory and Practice, and I started reading more articles on different sites. And like that, after going through that process, I just started winning. And the more I studied, the more I won. And the more I practiced, the more I understood, because I had to, I got the information from the books up here, but to really embody it, to understand it, I had to be playing and be like, okay, I get that concept now. So it's a balance between studying and application. But I recognized that in putting in the effort to improve my game and working harder to understand things more than the people I was playing with, I could get to a point where I was winning more often. And I actually got to the point pretty quickly that I was winning about 90% of our sit and goes in residence. And by the end of the year, no one wanted to play with me anymore at residence because it was just, it wasn't fun to play with me. So I went to play online and I went to play at some other residences where there was some tougher competition. I realized I didn't know everything and I realized there was room to improve. But at that time, I said, I really wish there was a site that just had everything. This was before training sites. This was when there wasn't really a lot of information. And I kind of set out in my mind, like, when I get older, I am going to make the training site that I wish existed back when I first started playing poker. So if I Googled poker strategy, I would have found this site, grips.com, and it would just have everything that I needed at any point in my career. So the free poker strategy database is exactly that. It's for people who are new to the game. They aren't ready to invest money in their own education yet, but they're ready to invest time. They're curious about the game. They want to understand more. They want to learn more. And here it is, the free poker strategy database. So I've broken it down into categories. If you are someone who likes to read, then this is the section you want to go through. These are all articles with formulas, with text, with pictures, all that fun stuff. So, if maybe you're in class and you don't like what the teacher's talking about, you want to read up on some poker strat, this is a great place to go. Maybe you're at work and you're on a break and you want to learn some stuff but you don't want to make any noise, this is a great place to go. I broke it down in categories, so whether you're looking for beginner strat, fundamental strat, tournament specific strat, satellite strat, or you want to know more about me and my story, you want to learn how to use software, or the lifestyle that's going to get you playing better, the psychology of a winning poker player, or you're really just interested in the World Series of Poker, there's a section for all of that. Every section has, anywhere from 5 to, I think some of them have 50 articles. There are over 500 articles in this database right here, and they're all free. So that's my gift to you, the aspiring poker, aspiring poker professional, or just aspiring poker part-timer who wants to make more of an income. This is my gift to you so that you can take your game to the next level and you don't have to invest anything more than your time. And the more time that you put in, the more results you are going to see. Now, if you're more of a visual learner and you like videos, you really like sound, then the training modules are where you want to go. These are compilations of videos that cover specific topics. So how to win at poker is, the complete course from A to Z that's going to give you the strategy, the fundamentals, the foundation, a big picture look at how a winning poker player thinks, how a winning poker player plays, and how you can shift your mind and your thinking patterns, your dominant thoughts, to be the ones of making profitable decisions that are going to see you winning in the long run, which maybe you're doing already, but maybe you just need a little bit of fine tuning. This is from years and years of studying, going through all the books and all the training sites out there and understanding, okay, what are the foundational principles that are always going to be true? What are the principles for profitable play? And I put them in this course. This is information that's evergreen, that's always going to be true, because it teaches you not what to do, but what to think about while you're playing, so that you can figure out, based on what your opponents are doing, how to adjust your play for maximum gain. Then once you have the foundations, I have a 12 lesson course on how to win a cash game specifically, a 12 lesson course on how to win a tournament specifically, a 12 lesson course on how to play your A game, which again is about the mental game, so really getting into the zone. And you'll see how there are those free gifts you get when you sign up, which then get built on by the training modules here. For those of you who are really just having a hard time controlling yourself and your emotions, How to Become Tilt Proof is a very, very powerful course. And for those of you aspiring to make it to the big time, be playing in the big tournaments or playing on TV or playing the big cash games, or just making a living doing what you love to do, be it at your local casino or at home games, How to Become a Professional Poker Player will help you with that. Not just talking about how to play, but also things like how to tell your family that you want to be a professional poker player. The last two sections are really how to manage yourself for maximum returns on your time invested and your energy invested in yourself. Scheduling can go a long way. I only really learned about this 2015, I got it. And, well, you guys know what happened after that. And How to Go From Powerless to Powerful is, again, really a mind-shifting program for people feel like they aren't in control, they don't really know how to be in charge, they're always seeking answers from other people. This is how to really turn that around so you can have an empowered mind state and be in control of your game and your life again. And the cool thing about these courses, like how to be a professional poker player, how to tell family and friends, that's a hard thing. Because people don't understand poker, and they're like, oh, you're just going to go be a degenerate gambler. Oh, I had an uncle who played poker. I had a grandpa who played poker. He lost everything. And, that is a possibility when people get into poker when they don't have the right information. But because this is a complete training program, this isn't just about winning strategy. It's how to manage your money. It's how to manage your energy, how to manage your time, how to manage yourself, so that you won't just be a great poker player. You're going to be a happy, healthy, humble, and whole human being who sees the big picture and knows where poker fits into that picture. Who doesn't just forget about the importance of relationships, a mistake I've made. Who doesn't just forget about the importance of eating right, a mistake that I've made. And who doesn't just forget about the importance of being responsible with their money and not just taking shots and gambling and getting in over their head. Also a mistake that I've made. But I'm proud to say that as a poker player, I have never gone broke in my career, because that was one of the promises I made myself. When I read Doyle Brunson's Super System saying that every poker player goes broke, I said, not me, because I'm going to take a better approach. I'm going to see the big picture, and I'm going to manage myself well. And it's my years of experience, my years of trial and error, my years of studying, my years of talking to other elite poker players who do this for a living that led to me being able to compile all this information and make these video courses, which again are yours free. This is my free gift to you for those of you who are ready to invest time in your development as a player but aren't maybe yet ready to invest money in your development as a player, to really take your game to the next level. So you can get to the point where you're like, you know what? I've invested time and it's working. Let me see what happens when I invest a little money. Because as I'll get to a little bit later in this tour and this walkthrough, is that when I start investing money into my education as a player, and when I start investing money into my education as a life player, as a human being, that's when things really just took off for me, and my quality of life has been uncomparable ever since. And the quality of my results, my player, and my understanding of myself as a poker player, my understanding of the game has been unparalleled since then. So we also have a search function for those of you who want to find specific things. You can just type in, what you're looking for, and then we have, some really fun articles that I've done. So you can just see, this is just the tip of the iceberg. A lot of really good stuff, and it's a lot of truth. I did not hold anything back in these articles. and not hold anything back in these videos. I'm always going to deliver the truth to you guys, because that's what's actually going to get you results. I don't want to teach you something that's not going to give you the results that you want, and I don't want to teach you something and hold something back so that you have an unrealistic outcome, unrealistic expectations. I want to be very honest, very upfront with you. That's what I've built myself on. It's the main principles that I believe in. Honesty and application, effort. So if you really want to know the truth, give it a little read. If you really want to know about my story and me and understand me more and why I'm someone who is in a position to be able to teach you about managing yourself as a poker player and managing yourself as a person, all the information is here. Okay. So next we're going to go to the GIFs section of the site, which is a personal favorite of mine. I really enjoy this section. It's a lot of fun, and props to Sydney for doing his thing and coming up with incredibly hilarious captions. Guy's an awesome guy. So GIFs, they're fun. They're fun. And I talked before about the importance of education and how it's important to focus your energy on education if results are what you're looking for. But at the same time, it's important to spend a little bit of time on entertainment, because that's how we unwind, that's how we relax. It's very well known that laughter is the best medicine. That's because if all you do is study, if all you do is take in information, and all you do is follow rules and strict schedules, it's going to get a little tense. You're going to get a little tense, you're going to resent what you're doing maybe, and it's not that fun. But when you just get a really good, one of those in, like our man Shaquille O'Neal right here, that goes away. That gives yourselves a break. That gives your muscle a break, and that tension just melts away. So these poker GIFs are a really good way to unwind, de-stress, and just kind of reset yourself when you're having a bad moment. Maybe you're on a 5-minute break in a tournament, you just want to get some laughs. This is a great place to come. Maybe after a really rough session where you're really tilted, before you go for a walk, talk to somebody, you just want to switch your mind state. Go through some of these GIFs and just have a laugh, get back into a positive state of mind. Remember that there's fun in games too. It doesn't have to be all serious. And just again, another free gift of mine to you to help you just be in the right mind state so that you can feel your best and play your best. Because poker was meant to be fun. Poker was meant to be enjoyed. Originally it was a game, which it's a very profitable game, a lucrative game. It can be something you do professionally, but you're only going to be able to make it in this game if you can have a little joy in your life, a little excitement in your life. I can tell you from being too serious and too strict that it's pretty challenging, it's pretty draining. And actually, the day before I had my $162,000 win at the Fallsview Poker Classic, my biggest win of my career to date, was the day, 3 days after, because it was a 3-day tournament, that I decided to take a day off of my strict schedule and just go to a surprise birthday party and have some fun and not get a full night's sleep, but get in a state of gratitude, gratefulness, and remembering, it's about people, it's about love, it's about friendship. And that motivated me and energized me to carry through one of the most incredible rides of my life. And a little bit more on that later as well. So, there's 8 GIFs a page, and there are 13 pages for now. So there's over 100 different GIFs that you can get your laugh on, and feel free to share these on social media if you want to post them. It's all good. We made these for you guys so that you could have more fun with your poker experience. Know that it's not all work, and that there's room for a little bit of play as well, and a little bit of pleasure as well. So I hope that you find a lot of benefits in these poker GIFs and enjoy looking at them and laughing at them as much as we did making them. Okay, next up we are going to go to the coaching section of the website. This is for people who are really ready to invest in themselves and in their game and in their life. And it's not for everyone, okay? It took me a long time to warm up to coaching, like a very long time to warm up to coaching, because it's expensive. I have to make scheduled times. Like, I don't know if I'm going to get my value. I might get homework. I don't know if I want to do my homework. I was very resistant. I'm like, I'll figure it out my own way. I don't need help. But I do know that when I started working with other people, things just exploded. Basically, 2013 is when I opened myself up to coaching from other people, and it really just set me on an amazing trajectory. Because with coaching, you're getting fresh ideas from people who know what you actually want to do, from people who are farther along the path than you are, but who know the path that you're walking. So they know the obstacles you're going to run into along the way, and they can give you the tools and the solutions for them before you even run into them. So instead of figuring it out for yourself, you can just have your coach tell you. Now, maybe you want to figure things out for yourself. That's all good. That's part of the process. But I will say that coaches help us to see blind spots. They help us to see things we don't see. And they help us to see the whole world and the game in a different way. So we can be like, oh, I never thought of that. That makes sense. Thanks for that idea. I'm going to apply that. And who knows how long it would have taken you to find that idea by going through all the books or all the videos. And the coach just be like, okay, so what are you struggling with? Oh yeah, I struggled with that too. Here's what worked for me. In fact, maybe here's 2 or 3 things that worked for me. See which one of those works for you, and hopefully it can help you through. The power of talking to another human being is really unparalleled, because you can actually be heard, you can actually be understood, and you can get an answer to your specific question right there. Google is great for giving you answers. You can search on Google and you'll probably find something. But it's going to be some general information, which is a good starting point. But it's not going to be specific for you and your situation. Because it's not just like, oh, I have this problem with tilt. It's like, well, what is the problem with tilt? Does it have to do with emotional stuff? Is it physical stuff? Is it low confidence stuff? Is it strategy stuff? Like, what is it? And only in the art of conversation can you really get deep and identify what that is. So coaching is like the fastest way to get to the source, the root of the problem, and then be done with it. We get in there, we find that idea, we find that spot, that limiting belief that's holding us back, and then we look at it from a different perspective. As my mentor Paul Chek says, we take the coin and we flip it, and we look at things from a different perspective and see that that's the truth too. We say, okay, this thought I had, actually that's not helping me. I'm going to see it the way that my coach is seeing it and try that for a week and see what happens. And lo and behold, pretty rarely will you ever go back to the old way of thinking, because you realize just how superior the new way of thinking is, and it carries over into every area of your game and every area of your life. Now, I've had experience with being coached at poker. It was very, very helpful for me. My only regret is not getting coaching sooner and not investing more time in coaching. But like I said, it took me a long time to warm up to that. But I've also had coaching for life. In 2015, I went to my first holistic lifestyle coaching program with the Chek Institute. Paul Chek, absolute hero, dare I say God. And I learned about how to manage myself. I found that I'd been taking courses on business, I'd been taking courses on marketing, and I'd been taking courses on poker, because I thought, those are the important things. Got to make that money for survival. That is essential. It's a tool for the world we live in. But I noticed that, I was starting to feel more pain. I was starting to feel more stress. I wasn't as resilient to the stress as I had been before, and my body was in bad shape. I went to see one of my friends who's a trainer. He's like, dude, you have the legs of an 80-year-old right now. You better do something about that. And I didn't know what to do. I went to the gym and tried the workouts I did in high school. My body couldn't handle that anymore. I tried to go on the internet, and it's there's too much information. I can't sift through all of it. So I went to that training program, the Holistic Lifestyle Coaching Level 1, which taught me about nutrition, which taught me about stress management, which taught me about the importance of sleep patterns, taught me the importance of exercise. It taught me about the importance of when to eat. It taught me about the importance of proper breathing, proper thinking, proper movement, so many things that are essential. Decision making. It really went deep. And after I took that training program in 2015, well, you guys saw what happened. I started making final tables almost every week because I learned how to recover from my sessions. And less than 6 months later, I had the $33,000 score in the Supersonic, one of my biggest online wins ever, followed by my biggest career win ever, the Falls View Poker Classic. So it really just goes to show that there's more to this game than just having the expert poker strategy, which I had before that. I needed to learn how to manage myself so that I could perform at my highest capacity. Because when the body is primed, so is the mind. When the body is at its best, the mind is going to function at its best. You're going to have more stamina, you're going to have more energy, you're going to have more ability to focus, you're going to have more confidence, and you're just going to be able to be in the zone for so much longer. You're going to be able to withstand more stresses and not get broken down by other people because you are resilient and you have the armor when you've built up your reserves and you know how to manage yourself. And this holistic lifestyle approach is one which teaches you how to build those reserves and also how to manage those reserves over an extended period so you can get the most out of yourself when it's time for competition, whether it's in sports or mind sport. So realizing just how powerful this stuff was, and I decided, I'm in my 30s now, things are changing, I want to really take things to the next level, and I saw Paul Chek was doing a training. So he's in his 50s, jacked and so healthy, and I said, if Paul's teaching, I want to go meet him, because I have a feeling that just being in his presence and seeing in the flesh the effects of this program over the long term is going to motivate me to get back to it, because I had fallen off of my training a little bit. I'm not going to lie to you guys. So earlier this month, I went and took the Holistic Lifestyle Coaching Program Level 2. You got a beautiful cover, as you can see, and this thing's thick, man. This is a lot of information in here, and immediately I felt the benefits. I felt like a new man. It's been like a week since then, and I feel like a new man. I'm so motivated for the future. And the reason I tell you guys about this is to let you know I am investing in myself. I am investing tens of thousands of dollars in myself, in my education, so that I can live better and help those who are interested, like yourself, live better as well. I took the Holistic Lifestyle Coaching Program because I'm so impressed with Paul Chek's work. In fact, I'm so impressed that I'm going to be taking another training with him in 2 months, the Chek Exercise Coach, so I can really get my breathing right. A lot of us, myself included, have suffered with breathing disorders, and there are a ton of health problems that come with that. And it also lowers your ability to focus. So I'm going to take a training on that. I'm going to learn how to rebuild my core. I'm going to learn how to rebuild my back and my spine so that I can have so I can have power, table presence, energy, focus, and just, the energy and the vitality to enjoy my earnings. Because what good is all the money in the world if you don't have the physical form to be able to enjoy it and you don't have people to share it with? This is why, our health and our relationships are just as much important as our wealth. And we want to be accumulating and enhancing all of them. So that's just a little bit about what I've been working on. But I'd really love to share it with you if that's something that you would be interested in. So, you can book here. You see myself available as a coach. Charlie Carroll is available as a coach. He's mainly teaching poker, and Ali is also teaching poker as well. You can see the prices here, which is why I say this isn't for everyone, but it is for everyone when they're ready. When someone is ready to make this kind of investment in themselves, when they're ready to give themselves this kind of attention and this kind of time, this one-on-one interaction where we dive really deep to look at what's really holding you back, this is when you come for coaching. Until then, there are plenty of ways to train because the price tag does appear quite high. But it is an investment in yourself, and you'll know when it's time. It's worth it. Currently, the other boys are fully booked. It's also because, they're on the tour applying the principles and stacking them chips. So, you click the coach you want, then you can choose what date you want. So you pick one, boom, then you'd fill out your information, your email, what areas you want to be focusing on, your weaknesses, what you'd like to improve in your long-term goals. The more information that you can provide, the more insight you can give about who you really are, what you're about, what you're looking to accomplish as a person, the more easily I can help you with achieving that and manifest that. Because if you don't know what you want, I can take a guess at it and try to give you what I think you want, which will probably be some version of what I wanted. But if you can be clear on what it is that you want, then I can be of most assistance in how I can help you get there. And I can also let you know if maybe there's someone else who's better for the job and happily point you in that direction. But the first thing is you got to get clear on what you want. And again, that's why coaching isn't for everyone at this time, because maybe you don't know yourself that well yet. Maybe you don't have all the information that you need yet to make that decision. And that's why, it's okay to wait on it, but know that this is always available. This is what I'm most passionate about, is helping people be the best players and the best people that they can be. And it's that one-on-one attention that really makes it happen and leads to that transformation. Even LeBron James has a coach, right? Michael Jordan had a coach. Everyone who's performing at the highest levels, the business executives, the high-level poker players, they all have coaches. And it's because they know that it's worth the investment. Sometimes, you just need someone to talk to who actually understands you, knows what you're going through, knows what you want to do, and knows how to help make it happen. So what's going on here. And if you have more questions about coaching, I do have the frequently asked questions, a little bit more about me, more about why coaching may or may not be right for you right now. Cool. So, coaching. Now let's move on to the store. And for those of you who are ready to invest time and who are ready to invest money, but maybe not at the level of, coaching, this is where the store really comes into play. Because in terms of dollars per amount of time and information you get, the store is a steal. For example, the MTT video guide, 4 hours of some of my best material, $50. My WSOP winning formula, 6 hours of some of my best prep and mental game material and a little bit of strategy, $100. That's the third of a price of a coaching session for 6 times the amount of hours. Why is it so much less expensive? Well, one thing is I really want you guys to have this information. And the second one is, it doesn't take, I took the energy to make the course. I took the energy to learn the things, practice the things, apply the things. But then once I put it into the product, it's there. It doesn't take more of my energy to, give you this material so I can offer it at a much lower price. And for those of you who are like, I think I want coaching, but, I feel like there's so much more I have to learn, I would say the best thing to do is take the $300 that you were considering investing in coaching and invest it in these products first. Get the essential bundle so that you have the theory of poker, the cash game strategy, the fundamental stuff. You have the MTT strategy, the understanding of tournaments, and then you have the mental game stuff. How to, prep for live, how to maximize your energy, and how to apply it to get a life-changing score, so that you're coming at things from the right state of mind where you can really get that, $300 an hour worth of value out of your sessions. If you're thinking about booking coaching, you're a complete beginner, you're probably not going to get the value that you want because you're not there yet. But if you invest the time in yourself and do some practice and you work through a lot of the blocks and challenges you're going to face along the way, then you can save the really tough questions for that coaching session. And that's where you'll really get the value, because you'll be getting that higher level information because you know the higher level questions to ask. Another fun story, I remember Charlie Carroll telling me that, I've applied what you told me, Grips, I've been getting coaching, and he told me he booked 10 sessions with a guy who was charging, it was either $200 or $400 an hour. I think it was $400, and Charlie did a bulk package so we could get it cheaper. And within the first 15 minutes of their first session of 10, the guy said to Charlie, and this is like 2 years into his career, because he'd just been absorbing all the information and playing, and getting coaching. The guy said, Charlie, I think you know everything already that I could teach you. So I'm just going to refund your money for the remaining sessions and this one as well. And good luck to you. And it just shows that you can learn a lot in a really quick time if you seek out the right information and then you practice and you apply yourself and you put in the study time and refine your game, and then seek the advice of, elders, mentors, counselors, coaches, whatever you want to call them. But get that insight from other people so you're getting new ideas, and just keep going. Great player is probably going to have multiple coaches. You don't need to limit yourself to one new perspective. And the more you learn, the more you're going to earn. So just a little bit more about the store. Our t-shirts and sweaters are sold out, unfortunately. But, whatever amount you're ready to invest in yourself, I designed the store so there's a price point for that. So, if you have like $10 you want to invest, there's a couple of programs. Right? There's a video program, there's a book. If you got $20 you want to invest, there's a video program and a book. If you got $30 you want to invest, there's a video program and another video program. $50 Peak Performance Poker or the MTT Guide. Then we get to the higher stuff. So if you're ready to invest $60, $100, there's programs for that. Now, these bundles here are quite solid. This is pretty much all my best info put into one place. These two bundles right here. And just as a recommendation of like how to go through them, if you're like, all right, I'm going to get the bundle. I want, the information for a great price, but what order should I go through? If you get the Essential Grips bundle, which includes the MTT Guide ebook, the Cash Game Guide ebook, the MTT Video Guide, complete poker glossary, and hand-ranking cheat sheets, I would recommend going through the Cash Game Guide first, because it really gives a full breakdown of kind of the big picture of poker and how to make decisions. And theory that works in cash games for the most part works in tournaments. Tournaments just require some fine-tuning. So I would recommend starting with the Cash Game Guide, then going through the MTT Video Guide, because I think having some visuals and having some vocals really helps to kind of get those concepts deeply ingrained into the mind. And then I would go through the MTT Guide, the book, third, to reinforce those concepts and get a little bit more extra information. So that is how I would approach the Essential Grips bundle if I chose to invest in that. The complete poker glossary will have you talking like a pro. That's just kind of, brush up on a few before you go play live or when you're feeling that. Kind of go at your own pace. But in terms of like the info that really, really is going to be strategically applicable, it's the top three, and I would do Cash Game Guide, MTT Video Guide, and then MTT Guide in that order. But choose your own adventure. You can do it however you like. As for the Grips Mastery Bundle, which is like, how many hours we got? I think we have like 15 hours of content in this one. Yeah, 14 hours of content. Short one. This is for the players who they have an understanding of the strategy, they're getting results, but they want to play better. They want to be able to last longer at the table. They want to stay on their A game longer. They're finding themselves getting fatigued. They're finding themselves tilting too much, too easily, getting too frustrated. This is a lot of mindset mastery stuff. It's a lot of personal mastery stuff, and it's how to apply this stuff to your play. It's also going to teach you more of the things you can fine-tune to adjust to your opponents. While the MTT Video Guide is going to give you a lot of the strategy, the winning formula is going to give you a lot of the how to adjust to different types of tables, different types of players, things like that. So if you are ready to invest in the Grips Mastery Bundle, the order I would recommend to go through it in is, first I would go through the 5 pillars of peak performance poker, because that's going to teach you how to manage yourself physically to have the most energy and the highest levels of focus. Pretty cool thing about the 5 pillars of peak performance poker is that 4 of them are free in terms of putting them into use. They cost you no money, but you can apply them and get gains and better results immediately. The last pillar does cost money. It has to do with nutrition and diet, but That's just another investment you make in yourself. When you're eating high quality foods, you're basically giving high quality fuel to the engine. And do you want to be a Honda Civic or do you want to be a Ferrari or a Lamborghini? The choice is yours. But if you want to be that Ferrari or that Lamborghini, you probably want to be feeding yourself premium fuel. So after going through that, I would invite you to go through a life-changing score, which is the 5-hour webinar, which talks about how I applied the 5 pillars of peak performance poker and also how I applied my WSOP winning formula at the Fallsview Poker Classic to get the biggest win of my career, a 3-way chop in a $1,000 buy-in event for $162,000. Both of those 2 programs were ones that I did with 2-time WPT winner and player of the year, Jonathan Little. So you get 2 people's insights simultaneously who both have spent a lot of time playing poker and studying poker and working on that strategy. And then thirdly, I would invite you to go through my WSOP winning formula, which is the system I use to cash the World Series of Poker main event 4 years in a row, making day 5 twice in that process. And it's some powerful stuff because the main event is like the ultimate grind, right? It's a 10-day tournament that requires a lot of preparation, a lot of self-management to be able to get enough sleep. You got all these thoughts racing through your mind. It's hard to rest at night. How to get good quality sleep. How to wake up in the morning feeling refreshed. How to get in the zone and get focused and get energized to get results. So it's a really powerful program, 6 hours of really good material. And the great thing is, it's designed to help you get through a 7-day tournament. So it can help you with any main event. It can help you with a 3-day tournament, 4-day tournament, 5-day tournament, 1-day tournament, because the principles are always going to be the same. So it's got mental game strategy, physical strategy, and regular poker winning strategy. And if you want more info on that, you just come to this page in the store and just click here. And okay, I guess I gotta get closer because the sun is setting. So yeah, all information is available here. So that is the store, and I'm really proud of what I put together. Again, this is what's in this store. It took me 12 years to learn, and you can get it all pretty inexpensively and learn it all in less than 24 hours. I wouldn't recommend going through it in one day. I think it's something that should be spaced out, but it's like you can get 12 years of knowledge and practice from someone who has done this firsthand and studied under some of the best, and download it into your brain in no time. And things like, I want you guys to get this information because I want you guys to get results. Now, lastly, I got something pretty cool, and that's that, if you want this information, if you want this training, but you aren't ready to invest the money into it, well, switched up the free bundle promotion. You guys recognize it from here, training software and guides. And I've just said, you know what? I want you guys to get this material. I want you to be able to apply this material and get the results. So I have switched up the free bundle promotion to now include the 5 pillars of peak performance poker, my World Series of Poker winning formula, and a life-changing score. So as part of the free bundle promotion, when you create a new account at one of our sponsor poker rooms, provided you live in a country where you're eligible to, you can get one of those premium training webinars for free and a free training guide as well. And if you happen to live in a country where you can sign up for all 3 of these sites, like Canada, you can get all 3 of my training guides and all 3 of my webinars absolutely free. Pretty sweet, right? You can basically get the whole store for free just by signing up to poker sites, depositing money, and playing a couple hands, which you're probably going to be doing anyway if you're going to be, trying to learn this material and become the best poker player you can be, because part of the process is application. It's not just getting the education. You have to get that firsthand experience to get it. Yeah, so the free bundle promotion, it's pretty sweet. All info for clearing requirements, deposit requirements, and how to collect your bundle and stuff is at the bottom of the page. So just gripst.com/free, and you can hop in and get that. Yeah, that sun is blasting, but can't really do about it. So I guess I'm just going to do the... Oh, I just got to dodge it. I just got to, like, fade the sun. I guess I'll just do the rest of the tour from here. Okay. What do we got left? I mean, we've gone through pretty much all the sections. Oh, we got the promos. Let's go through the promos. Let's finish up with that. So again, best poker sites to be playing on, in my opinion, are these four. I've played on other sites too. BetSafe's pretty soft. William Hill and the iPoker Network are pretty soft. But personally, if I was going to pick one site, it'd be one of these top four up here. It really depends on what you're looking for. I think that 888's the softest. Party Poker is like second softest, but has a lot more action. So if you're looking for volume, Party Poker's a great place. If you're looking to play tournaments or you want to maximize your volume, PokerStars is obviously the best because it's the world's largest poker site. And America's Card Room is also really soft, but, you know, I don't think it's quite as soft as these other ones. But it's the one that's US friendly, so if you live in the States, this is going to be your go-to poker site. Also, Essential Poker Software, again, for those of you who really want to invest the time into fine-tuning your game, these tools are unbelievable. Poker Tracker will help you track your results. You can actually see what results you're getting instead of just trying to guess what they are. It'll also show you where you're leaking money, what positions you're leaking money in, what situations you're leaking money in. Gives you information about your opponents. Gives you a heads-up display on your opponents with tons of statistics, which I'll talk about more in another video because that's a super in-depth thing. But this, like, Poker Tracker is the ultimate tool. And probably the first thing any poker player who's serious about this game and improving themselves should invest in after they make their first $100. And I'm pretty sure that you can get a 30-day trial with Poker Tracker. And if you're applying the teachings from my books and my video series and my premium webinars, you're probably going to be able to make the cost of Poker Tracker, that $100 back within the first 30 days. So I would get this one first. For people who want to go deep into post-flop analysis and really look to make great strategies and start playing, perfect poker, game theory, optimal poker, Flopzilla is an amazing place to start with that. It's an incredibly powerful tool. You guys have seen it in my videos on YouTube. And then for short stack play, ICMizer, absolute nuts. It will teach you shoving ranges, reshoving ranges, what to call off with, what to over call off with. This stuff is essential for tournament play. And it teaches you not only what to call off with in general, but based on how many players are left, how much the next pay jump is, how deep you are in the tournament, money bubbles, final table payouts, things like that. It allows you to factor those in so you can know the mathematically optimal play to make. Whether you make that decision or not is up to you. But this way, at least you have the information so you can say, okay, what would the optimal play be, the perfect play be, the mathematically best play be? And then decide, is there some other reason that ICMizer doesn't factor in the situation that I want to do something else, or do I want to go with the book? And so it basically gives you your kind of baseline, your standard, which you can deviate from based on your own insights, your own reads on the players, and your own intuition. Much like, my books and my programs will give you that baseline to work from, and then using your stats from Poker Tracker or using your reads that you generate on your opponents with your player notes, you'll know how to deviate when to play a little more aggressive, a little more passive, a little more loose, a little more tight. But that baseline is kind of your safe spot where you're always going to be playing really solid. People can't take advantage of you. They can't exploit you. It's going to be very hard to beat you. And then the adjusting allows you to go really deep into the opponents. Finally, Shark Scope. I've made so much money because of this program because it tells you who you're playing against. And in the game of poker, where it's a game of imperfect information, knowledge is power. If you know about your opponents, what stakes they usually play, how much volume they play, are they a regular, are they a random, are they a winning player, are they a losing player? Do they bust out in the early stages or the late stages? Therefore, are they aggressive or are they conservative? When you know that, as soon as you sit down with your opponents, you're at a huge advantage. Because otherwise, you're playing blindfold. You got to start at the baseline and deviate as you get more info. But when you have Shark Scope, you already have all the info, so you can start deviating right away to take advantage of your opponent's tendencies, your opponent's flaws, their leaks, as we say, and really maximize your earnings as a result and get the most out of every decision you make right out of the gate. And the great thing about these softwares, much like the great thing about the information that you're going to get, be it through the paid stuff or the free stuff, is that when you invest the time in yourself to get this information, that's stuff that you can apply for the rest of your career. So you invest early and then apply often, apply for the rest of your career. Why wait, 2 years into your career or even 20 days into your career where you're making all these mistakes to get information that you can apply for 20 less days or 2 less years? You're like, basically, for me, when I'm like, oh wow, I can learn about this, I'm going to learn right away because I'm going to apply that right away, reap the rewards right away, and be able to build on that with higher level education that I couldn't before I had a baseline understanding of the game. So, that's my approach. You can have whatever approach you want, of course, but for the serious poker player, for someone who wants to be the best player that they can be, there's just really no excuse for slacking on this stuff. Get the information that helps you play better, build your confidence, and then find the tools that work for you and use them. I was big on Poker Tracker and Shark Scope. I didn't do a ton with ICMizer and Flopzilla because they didn't really do it for me. But I know people who have used Flopzilla and gotten incredible results, ICMizer and gotten incredible results. And the best players I know, the best online players I know, work with pretty much all of these. But you got to find what works for you. Is your style running calculations? Is your style watching training videos? Is your style reading books and articles? Or do you prefer one-on-one coaching? Or do you prefer attending webinars? I've done all of them. And I found the best ones for me were definitely one-on-one coaching and definitely attending webinars. Those were the things that did it for me. But you'll find out by experimenting, testing out, and saying, okay, this one works for me, this one doesn't. This is the best one for me, but I make sure I do a little bit of this. And that's how it works. So again, you can get those. You can get your free training bundle. That's another promo of ours. And Free Money Friday, we'll see about bringing it back. I'm really busy these days with my studies, with getting back in shape, getting back into exercise, learning how to cook, doing a lot of meditation, just doing a lot of learning, spending time with friends and family. There's a lot that I got going on, and also the coaching. It's taken a lot of time. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to bring Free Money Friday back, and if I am, when I'm going to be able to bring it back. But it's because I'm working on becoming the best player that I can be and becoming the best person that I can be, so that when I do have the time to make videos, or when I do have the time to make a live stream, or when, you book a session with me so we can talk one-on-one, that I am bringing my best self to the table, and you are getting the absolute best version of Evan Jarvis for that time. Am I safe from the sun now? Sweet. Deadly. So that's pretty much, that's the tour of the site. I guess we'll leave it on gift store. I mean, it's got to be the store. I put my heart and soul into these products. I really put so much time and effort. If you guys saw the blueprints that I did, and then the redo of the blueprints, and then the slides, and then the redo of the slides, and then the scripts, and then it may be a 6-hour program, but it took 20 hours to make it. Same with the 5, same with the 4. Not to mention however many hours it took me to play the hands, what are we at now, 10 World Series of Poker main events to embody that process. 5 Pillars of Peak Performance Poker, 3-hour program. Still took 15 hours to prep. Plus, I went and took courses on meditation. I went and took courses on nutrition. I took holistic life coaching. So, there's the time and energy that I put into those as well. This stuff is a steal. This stuff really is an absolute steal. And I just want you guys to have the information, because if you want to have a life-changing score, or if you just want to win more often when you play poker with your friends on the weekend, or you want to consistently win at cash games when you play online, and you want to have more winning sessions, or you want to have more winning trips to the casino, I just want to help you achieve that. And the easiest way for me to do that is to get the information that worked for me into your hands and into your mind, so that you can do the same thing and get your own learning process going and add to it. Because when you become better players and better people, and then we get to interact, you're going to help me become a better person and a better player as well. And that's where the teamwork, that's where the synergy is all about. So I really encourage you guys, if you know you're passionate about this game, and you're passionate about poker, and you're passionate about just like being the best person you can be and performing at your best and playing at your best, to share this website and share this video with a friend, with someone who's into poker, or with someone who you think might benefit from it. I know when I first started putting out the videos, I'm like, man, like, why don't people want to share them? And they're like, oh, like, I want this info for me, because if I give it out, the competition's going to be better, and then like it's going to be harder for me to win. And like, yeah, that's one way of looking at things. But what about looking at things the other way and seeing that, well, if I share this information with someone else who's passionate about poker, maybe I'm going to have better study sessions with people. Maybe instead of my friends sending me bad beat hands that I don't want to answer, because that's what's happening when I'm keeping the information to myself, they're going to be educating themselves so that they're asking me better questions and forcing me to come up with better answers. And when I ask them questions, they have better answers. So there is a lot of value to sharing this information with other people, because it helps you build a stronger support system, a stronger network of people, which all helps us rise together. You know, what's the old saying? A rising tide lifts all ships. And that's what Grips has been for me. That's what the process of creating all this has been for me, is that, you know, you guys forced me to improve. The questions you guys sent in with Project Get Me Stackin' forced me to improve, to make sure I had answers. The MTTs that you guys won and wanted reviews, I had to be sharp on my MTT game so I could give you great feedback, so it encouraged me to study. And as you guys got wins, it inspired me to get my own wins. And that's what happened. And you know, I taught a lot, but I learned a lot too, because I opened myself up to the learning process and the sharing process. And if I tried to do it myself and I didn't share any of my findings with anyone else, it would have been a long, hard, lonely walk to nowhere near the top. So, you know, this site is my gift to you. Tons of free information and tons of really high quality stuff. This is a lifetime of information in one place, and I made it available for you so that you can become the best poker player that you can be, the best person you can be as quickly as possible, and stop wasting time, and stop wasting your energy, and stop wasting your attention on things that aren't going to help you become better, because they might look at one aspect but they don't cover the big picture. And this is an approach from someone who's been in it and knows what comes with it. I've seen the dark side of poker. I have lived the dark side of poker. And when I share my story even more in depth, you're going to know just exactly how truthful that is. And I'm not ashamed of it, you know, because I've fallen prey to addiction. I've fallen prey to trying to shortchange the game and get to the top as quickly as possible and win quicker than possible and expose myself to more risk than I should. And I felt the effects of that. So I can speak firsthand from that experience. And if that's something that you struggle with, know that it's truthful when I say I understand you, and I understand where you're coming from, and I understand what you're struggling with. And I can help you overcome it, because that's exactly what I did, is I overcame it. And I had to get mentors. I had to get teachers. I had to talk to people. And it was in that process of reflection and education and gaining of awareness that I'm just like, okay, I get it. I couldn't see it when it was just me and I was in the forest, you know, and I was just like in my own little zone, just trying to survive, just trying to keep going, just so focused on like one way of thinking, one way of being. When I took a second to reflect and got other people's perspective, I'm like, oh, I see it, I get it. And thank you so much for sharing with me. Thank you so much for being open to me. And I've learned so much from my teachers, and that's why I had to pay it forward and do the same. And if you're ready to invest time and money into your education, the store is a great place to go. If you really want to invest time, money, energy, and like deep awareness into yourself and dig deep, coaching, fantastic play to go, and I would love to help you with that. But if you're not at that point yet, and you just want to invest the time, but you don't want to invest the money, well, go through the Study Poker page or go through the free bundle page and get the information for free and add it to your studying, because these programs here, they're the guidebooks, they're the blueprint, they are, how do I put it, they're the walkthrough guide that you buy in the store for the video game that has like all the levels and things you're going to run into and the items and the spells and the things you can cast and the best things to use for each situation. That's what the stuff in the store is basically, the big picture overview, so you have everything, and then the Study Poker builds on that and helps you get some fine-tuning. The How to Win at Poker is a great course, which also sees the big picture, but it doesn't go quite as in-depth as what's available here in the store. So they support each other. And the best part is if you don't have money to invest, you can get them for free through the free bundle promotion, the Study Poker page. So, okay, that's everything about the website. That's everything about Gripst. And if you've made it this far in the video, I know that you're a true Gripster. I know that you're someone who is really dedicated, devoted to becoming the best poker player you can be and the best person you can be, that you're someone who actually sees the big picture. You know that it's about more than just strategy at the table. It's about, strategy at life. And I did promise at the beginning that there would be a special bonus for anyone who made it to the end of this video. And here it is. So, for the last week of September, I am going to offer a 50% off sale for everything on the new site to celebrate the launch of Gripst 2.0, to celebrate, education around poker. When I went to university, I was studying economics and business, and it was okay, but I didn't really love it that much. When I found poker, I'm like, I love this, and I just started studying it like crazy, and I got the payoffs right away because I was putting my passion towards something, my energy towards something. And if you're someone who has that passion for education, for self-improvement, but you don't have an outlet for it, I want you to get my programs in your hands so that you can put that passion, that energy towards the thing that you really care about and start getting results sooner. This is around the time when I started studying poker, late September. So I figured, what better time to offer you guys a sale right now. It's also celebrating my birthday, which is September 26th, turning 32. And, I'm all in. I am in complete alignment now. I am clear on my dream. I am clear on my vision. Got it here on this page. Got a little bit here too. This is it, guys. I'll go through this more in another video, but this is it. I'm in alignment. I'm clear on what's important to me. I'm clear on what I value, and what that is just being the best that I can be, all around person, which leads to me being the best player and helping other people do the same. So if you want to take advantage of that 50% off sale and you two are all in, the code for the sale is I'm all in. It's one word, all capitals. So I am ALLIN. We'll get you 50% off everything in the store. And you know what? I really want you guys to get results. So what I'm also going to do is say, if you invest more than $50 in your development as the player in the store, I will also send you a free copy of the Peak Performance Poker audio program. These are audio tracks that will get you into state. Whether it's high performance or deep relaxation, you will just get into state with these tracks, and they will enhance your studying, they will enhance your play, they will enhance your recovery. They'll even enhance your workouts and your ability to have confidence talking to strangers and overcoming anxiety, if those are things that you struggle with. So if you spend more than $50 in the store, if you invest more than $50 in your education as a poker player, I'll give you a free copy of Peak Performance Poker audio as well. And I'm gonna roll it over the coaching too. If you use the I'm All In code, if you just fill it out, once you book a time, if you just put I'm All In as, what you've been studying so far, just put it at the top here so I see it, or maybe put your first and last name with, just put it for your phone number, I'm all in, whatever, put it there. If you put that in to your coaching form when you schedule a session, I will give you 50% off of your first session as well. So you can get me for $150 for an hour of one-on-one, like all me, all about you, just focused on whether you want to build a game plan or whether you want to find your blocks or whether you just want to get strategy from me myself, you want to ask me questions, you can do that because I just really want you guys to get the results. I'm going to apply the 50% discount to the coaching as well, but it's only available till the end of the month. Come October, sale is going to be over, so you do need to act fast and take advantage of it now while it's here. And I will say too, because I know, when I was offered sales, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll wait and see if there's a better sale. That's how it goes, right? There's always sales, seasonal sales, Thanksgiving sales, Black Friday sales, Christmas sales. Yes, there will be sales in the future, but this is going to be the biggest sale that I do because it's a special one for the site launch, because I really just want you guys to get this information now. I want you to get this information as quickly as possible so that you can start applying it and start seeing the results immediately. The sooner you take that first step is the sooner you are going to get to the destination that you seek, whatever that place is, whether it's the main event final table or it's just winning your sit and go in residence, or you want to win the local dining hall tournament, or you want to just make it to 2-5 at the cash games at your local casino, or you have a dream that's outside of poker, but you know that having a strong mindset will help you get there. I'm your guy, and I want to help you get there. And I'm doing the training, and I'm going to keep doing the training and keep applying what I'm learning and keep transforming, because that's, I have to lead by example, and I have to practice what I preach. And I know when I preached but didn't practice, I didn't get the results. My students still got the results, but I didn't get the results. And I realized, I've done a lot of learning, I've done a lot of preaching, and I have gotten results, but if I really want to get long-term results, I have to be practicing on a regular basis and applying what I learn. And so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I think I've covered pretty much everything about this site. We do have peeps. So if you want to take that step towards becoming the best poker player you can be, and you are ready to invest in yourself and take your game and your life to the next level, check out www.grips.com. Use that promo code I'm all in, and maybe find a friend who wants to be all in too, and know that I am all in and I am here for you. I look forward to hearing about your progress, and if you go in the store and you're like, there's something else I want to learn that's not here, just leave it in the comments section of this video so I can know what other kind of teachings, what kind of subjects you guys want to know more about, whether it's pre-flop play, more about post-flop perfection, or winner's mindset. I'm happy to make more programs to get into more specifics and help you guys with breaking through those obstacles so you can take it to the next level. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for supporting Grips Poker Training. and just helping me along my journey. I love to serve, and it's been such a pleasure being with you this far. I'm excited for what's to come in the future. Until then, whenever we shall meet and connect, you know what to do. Let's take what you learned, go out there, get stacking.